Thank you for taking some time this morning to chat with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So a lot of people do know you from social media. You have a large following there. But for people who might not know who you are, why don't you give a little introduction into who you are?
Well, my name is Megz Reynolds, and I'm a grain farmer with my husband and little girls in Southwest Saskatchewan. And I've been, since coming to the farm, I grew up in the big city. I've gotten very involved in building a platform so that I could have a conversation with the person that I used to be when I had a lot of preconceived notions about agriculture that were not correct. And then got more into policy and wanting to do what I could to make um, affect the regulations and the policy items that affected our business as farmers, but also rural communities. Do what I could to try to make them better and improve so that we were able to be more efficient and effective at what we were doing and hopefully more profitable.
What has been some of the reaction from your local farming community, people who know you that you're kind of taking, you're trying to take this political avenue?
There's been a lot of excitement. A lot of people, when they heard David announce, I was getting people reach out to me like, are you going to announce something? Like, or we're kind of waiting to hear what I was going to do. And I think a lot of people see this as a natural progression for me, which is great to know that that opinion is out there, especially it's pretty daunting putting yourself out there into any world, but I think into the political world as well. And so to have support right off the bat has been huge, not just for me, but for my family as well.
And what was one of the decisions to enter politics? What was you did mention people said it was a natural progression, but was there one thing that made you say, okay, now's the right time?
Well, me and my husband have been talking about it for a year, just in case David did choose to retire. And we kind of came down to, I think it's like trying to decide to have children. If you're looking for that perfect moment, you're probably not going to find it. And, we have put a lot of thought process into this and what it will mean for our family and our farm. And I think, this is a safe riding. It's a seat that may not come up again for 20 years. And I know that myself and my husband will regret this if I don't try. And so that was kind of, this is the time. And like I said, I've been working hard through policy items, whether that's on the platform I've created or my involvement in ag policy with the Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan. I also sit on the regional college board. So I've been getting more involved with different levels and areas. And my passion is to be able to see our agriculture and our resource sectors and our rural communities thrive. And for me, this feels like a way that I'm going to be able to have a better effect at doing that.
Okay. And what have maybe you listed as maybe some of your top priorities should you find your way to Ottawa? Have you given that any thought?
Yeah, well, the kind of the top three I've been running with right now are what has already been important to me and that I've been working on for the past couple years. So economy is huge, obviously, and with that comes trade, but it also comes the policies and regulations that affect what we do and how we're able to do it. So in there would also be carbon tax that has a huge effect, not only on agriculture, but I was talking to a gentleman that owns an oil and gas company, and he's looking at about 120,000 just to drill a new well and what it would cost him in carbon tax alone. So, and this has that trickle down effect where the healthcare worker who is, because they're rural, traveling 2 hours plus a day for work, now suddenly they're trying to figure out whether they can actually afford to keep their job or not. So carbon tax is a big part of that economy, but also business tax. What can we do to make sure that the small businesses in our communities that are fueling and feeding our communities, making sure the money stays in our communities, that they're able to be successful and healthy moving forward? Family. Um, One of the main reasons that I am doing this is I am so lucky to be able to take part in a fourth generation farm legacy. And I would love that my girls are able, if they choose to be able to be the fifth generation. And the current climate with what is going on nationally, globally, with what has been supported by government, whether that is in policy or regulations, it's not making that look very successful or possible. And so we need government in place that wants and understands what we need, not only now to be successful, but understand what we need for our children to be successful. I don't want my girls to have to leave Saskatchewan to be able to be successful and to be able to have a future. They should have a thriving future right here. And then, of course, my other big one that is something I've been working on is mental health, and not just mental health in our own personal lives, but mental health in our communities and mental wellness in our communities. Because, especially rural, our communities need to be healthy and supported to be, whether that is to have the resources that they need for their school system, or the people in the community to be able to be functioning well, for us all individually to be able to be healthy and to take care of our mental health. So those are kind of my top three. And then the other part of this is I'm trying to get around and meet as many people as possible, because this isn't Meg's trying to go to Ottawa to talk about what Meg's thinks is important. This is me wanting to be the voice for our community and to represent what everybody in the community wants and needs to be able to move forward successfully.